Gabby. Well, I see not only you brought Mom back for the safety planning piece. Oh, and I see you found the new sensory toy.
Yes, oh my god. Why were you hiding this on me?
I wasn't hiding it,
You know
Gabby.
I could really use this.
Well, feel free to use it all you want with
I thought you knew me, John. I thought we were friends.
Well, I'm sorry that I didn't hand it to you right when you walked in the door. Next time I'll try to...
I know, I waited.
You know?
Remember?
How could you wait if you didn't know it was there?
I waited 3 minutes for you to get here. Remember?
You're right. Yep, you're right. It's my bad.
I get a turn with that.
So, Gabby, bringing you back to the point, I
about Gabby.
noticed that not only you brought Mom back. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Hi, I'm officially John. We've met before, but... And who is this that you brought with you?
It's my sister Holly.
Hi, Holly. I'm John.
Yeah, she doesn't really like me, and she's always talking about how everything's
not
about me, but everything's not about me. Everything's not about me all the time. It's just that I have a lot of things.
Today it's about you. Right now, it is about you. Holly, I want to say thank you for coming in.
I'm not going to the hospital.
I wasn't really expecting you, but it was a pleasant surprise. How did you come to be here along with the group? Were you kind of here to pick her up at the same time? What happened?
Yeah, I mean, we got picked up from school and kind of feel like I got forced into it.
Well,
I just thought, John, I thought it was a great idea to bring Holly too, just because we have a lot of concerns, a lot of stuff going on in the house, and you know it's only me and the girls.
Yeah.
So I think it's better if this is going to be effective, right? Because I know she talked a lot to me about the safety plan, or doing a safety plan, if we're all on the same page.
Right. So I'm glad that you mentioned the safety plan, because I think it's important that we get right to it so that we have enough time to flesh this out as much as possible.
Yes.
I want to thank you both again for being here for Gabby. I know that you're at home.
We're going to talk about these things, okay?
I know that at home there's a lot going on, but right here, right now, we're here to plan for Gabby. So, are you both familiar with what a safety plan is, or would you feel better if I explained it a little more?
Well, we know we talked about safety plans before. It's just this is a little bit different for us because she's not trying to like kill herself, but there's things that she's doing that I'm like,
It's not that I'm trying to kill myself. It's just that I'm staying up a lot and I'm not really eating. I'm not really sleeping. And the last time it wasn't this bad. And I did. We had a different therapist, and everybody does things differently. So how do you do it, John?
Okay.
You tell them. You tell them everything.
So that we're all on the same page, I'll just take a minute and kind of go over it.
Okay.
A safety plan is essentially what it sounds like. It's a plan for safety.
It means you don't have to go to the hospital.
And like Gabby's been saying, and thank you again for telling him, Gabby does not want to go to the hospital.
No.
I know that before there's been some issues with some suicidal ideation. There's been a little bit of planning going on, but I've been working with Gabby for a while now, and I feel like, you know, the manic part of her bipolar disorder is really presenting itself.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't really believe she's a danger to herself, but I do think that there needs to be some guidelines for her care. And the safety plan is going to help us put those sort of boundaries in place. It's going to help everybody understand exactly what to do, who to reach out to, the things
even
we
for
need to
risky behaviors.
Yeah, for all of the things that.
Did she tell you about people she's meeting with or trying to talk to and stuff on the computer and stuff?
Gabby and I have done a lot.
I love him.
Gabby and I have done a lot of talking about a lot of things, but I think it's important that we maintain the focus here.
Okay.
You and I can meet for a few minutes, perhaps to summarize some of that stuff, but I'd really love to keep the focus on the plan.
Just remember, I'm your client.
I
meet with Mom, but I'm your client.
I remember,
You're not
Gabby.
going to forget, right?
No, of course.
How can I forget? So I'm not going to the hospital and I didn't do anything wrong.
No, no one said you did anything wrong, friend. So, Holly, I can see that you're a little bit frustrated. I can see that you're...
Yeah?
Fidget.
Yeah, I can see that you're... Seems like you're kind of frustrated. You're kind of maybe upset a little bit if I'm reading your body language. You said you weren't too keen about being here. But it's so important that you're here because you live in the house with Gabby. It's going to help you know how to help her. And remember, we're all here to help her. Okay? So
and
it's super important.
helping me helps you guys. That's what John said to me one time.
That is right.
So it's not just about me, it's about you, it's about all of us, and sometimes it's about my online friends too.
It's all about you.
which makes it about you.
So, safety planning. Let's get right to it. I'm going to show you the form that I use, okay? Really simple and easy.
Do we get to take one home?
Of course.
Good.
Of course. You'll walk out of here with as many copies as you need to, okay? So the very first thing we're going to do is list some important contacts, some important resources. These are if something big happens, the first people that we're going to call.
My boyfriend Gary.
Your boyfriend Gary. Oh, it's Gary now. Is this, you and I definitely have something to talk about in the next session then, because I need to hear all about Gabby.
Maybe the first one?
Yeah.
Gary is like yesterday.
We're gonna get married, but you can put mom first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we're not married yet.
Let's
911?
Let's think a little bit bigger. 911's a great place to go. 911's a great place to start. And the reason why, Mom, let's assume that you're at home and there's some sort of altercation. Gabby's not coping really well and she's starting to struggle. If you called yourself, that really wouldn't do anything. We want to kind of create some outside, okay?
So like mobile crisis?
Yeah, that's another one. So let's start with 911.
But when we call 911, we have to make it very clear that I'm not going to the hospital, I'm not going.
So when the moment comes, we'll make those decisions. Right now in this moment, we're working on this.
Okay.
So if you'll help me work on this, then we can use it to keep you out of the hospital.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Deal?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so 911. Next one to call, Gabby had said, was mobile crisis.
No, Mom said that.
Oh, Mom had said that.
I don't want to steal her thunder.
That's okay.
That's not about me.
And you all have used mobile crisis before, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Holly, you've seen mobile crisis. Those are the people that come to the house to try to help Gabby feel better,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
So the mobile crisis nearest you is where?
It's a 1-800. I think I have it in my phone somewhere.
Can you show me? Is that the one at Harrington Hospital?
Yes,
It's
they
like
do the EMH.
5 minutes away. I think they came in like 5 minutes last
Oh,
time.
awesome. That's
kept
great.
saying-
So that's a really
I think
rapid
I got
response.
to say that I don't want to go to the hospital like 7 times, and then after the 7th time they were there. So it was really fast.
So that's at Harrington. So you're going to give me that number, Mom?
Yep. I'm pulling it up. So it's 508
508
765
765
9167.
9167. Awesome. So we have 911 and we have mobile crisis. After 911, let's say we don't want to call 9. It's not that drastic enough we're calling 911. And you're not quite at mobile crisis. Gabby, who do you think you could trust enough to call to talk to in that moment?
Can I call you?
Absolutely.
Can I?
You
Is it going to be
can.
weird?
No.
Are you sure? Your
Why?
kid's not going to pick up and be like, hi, sorry, my dad's really busy right now, and then hang up. Because if he hangs up, let me tell you, I'll be all up on his Instagram telling him what's up.
So I appreciate your concern over that, but I want to repeat to you that the number that you have for me is my office number, and my office is connected to my phone.
That's right.
So it will ring differently. I'll know it's you.
Okay.
Okay? So you'll never get anybody else other than me.
Okay.
And if I, for some reason, don't pick up, you can always leave a message. I'll call you right
Oh,
back.
they're going to say call mobile crisis.
No.
Not yet,
Well,
not
if
yet.
it's that big of an emergency, but we're planning just in case.
And remember, Gabby, just because we call mobile crisis doesn't mean you have to go to the hospital. Sometimes they just come to see where you are, and if you need to be, if whatever's going on, you need to be screened in or not. You know,
You're
they
right.
help assess those things.
Go when they come.
Not all the time. You
Well,
want to go.
Then maybe you and I can talk about setting a goal to help you find ways so that you don't have to go every time they come. We'll work on those coping skills, we'll work on boundaries, we'll work on the deep breathing, some of that DBT stuff that we talked about, okay?
Okay.
So let's put that in our parking lot for future. How about if I give you this, and I give you a pen, you keep track of all of the things as they come into your brain that, excuse me, that you want to talk about when we're in session together. So, we have 911, we have the mobile crisis, and we have me. Those are 3 strong resources. But these are all very clinical. 911's emergency, mobile crisis, a step down, me.
What about her godmother? Elsa.
Let me ask, are there important people in her life like that?
I think so. Yeah, they're they live right next door to us.
You said her grandmother?
No, her godmother.
Oh, her godmother.
Elsa.
She makes really good ham and cheese sandwiches.
Elsa with the ham and cheese. What's Elsa's last name?
Frozen.
Elsa Frozen.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know? Can you give me Elsa's phone number?
Yep, it's 508
508
867 5309.
867 5309. Excellent. Anybody else?
What about
Holly? What about you? Do you know anybody you think that might be a good resource for Gabby? Does she have a best friend? She tells me about all of her best friends, and there's so many. Is there anybody she's hanging out with consistently? Do you think?
Maybe Beatrice.
How do you feel about Beatrice being on your safety plan?
Yeah, that's fine. Beatrice sometimes comes over and we don't do Instagram stuff because she's not into that, but that's fine.
So Beatrice is a good resource. You'd feel comfortable calling her if you needed to speak to somebody?
I guess so.
Well, I guess so. It's kind of ambiguous. I'd love a yes or a no from you, just so that I can be 100% sure.
Yes.
Okay. What's Beatrice's last name?
Ballard.
Ballard. And do you have her phone number I could have?
508.
508.
Well, let me check my phone for the rest of them.
Okay.
934
934
2209.
I don't know, my mom knows that, but that's
Yeah,
fine.
remember that number.
2209. Well, your mom and I are from a generation where we had to remember people's phone numbers before we stored them in the phone.
I have it right in my phone, so I could have looked it up. But
You
it's
absolutely
okay. But it's
could.
okay. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate your help. I do. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I don't want to get you upset.
No, you're not. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. Thank you.
I think Mom knows you appreciate it, but I'm really glad you expressed that to her. Thank you so much. And how about one more person that you would be comfortable turning to in a moment of crisis?
Does it have to be a person?
Well, can you give me an example of what you mean?
Like, what about my dog?
Well, you can call your dog, that's absolutely right. But since a dog can't, if you went to your dog and you were having some struggle, there's not much that your dog can do but be there to love you. So how about we put that down as part of your coping, down in the action steps. Okay? One more person.
What about your guidance counselor or what
I
about
like Janet.
Okay.
what about your doctor?
Can I call my doctor?
You can call your doctor.
What about Mr. Richard down the street, and he's got the nice garden that he lets me walk around in sometimes?
Yeah,
Do you think Mr. Richard would let me do that?
is he someone you would trust in a moment of crisis? Do you believe that he would help you?
I think he's very nice. Remember, he lets us walk in the garden, but he doesn't really converse with us too much. I think when you want more of a support.
He's kind of creepy.
What about your cousin? Your cousin, Downey.
Okay.
Downey, you're saying? Downey. And Downey, is it someone you would trust, Gabby? Because remember, I want you to feel safe. Someone you can turn to in a moment of despair. Someone that you know is going to be there for you.
Yeah, I mean, I would call Downey at last, but yeah, it's fine.
Okay, Downey. What's Downey's last name? Rogers. And do you have Downey's phone number?
Do you want me to give it? It is 584 4739.
4739. Is that 508 too?
774.
774. Thank you. So now we have this list, right? And Gabby, you said that you would call Downey last, right? So
Before the hospital.
Before the hospital, as sort of as a last step. Help me understand.
Like, I would call my godmother and then Beatrice and then Downey.
I see.
Then mobile crisis on the hospital.
Well, I appreciate that as much as I appreciate that. I think it's important that let's do a super emergency side and a not so super emergency side.
Makes sense.
So let's say on the super emergency side, we'll put 911 and mobile crisis and me. And then on the not so super urgent side, where you just need to reach out to somebody, something happens, you need a little reassurance, we'll put Elsa first, you said, Beatrice, and then Downey. Does that look good to you? Make sense? Okay. All right. So notes. Well, I'm going to put what I said, that the left was the emergency side, and I think or the super emergency side. I think it's important for us to define that so that you know which side to pick from first. My suggestion is that anything that you feel is so big that you have any confusion about how to handle it. We're talking about the big things, self-harm, threats,
safety,
violence against others, all of those things that you definitely need a lot of resources.
What about like erratic behavior or delusional or anything like that?
Anything big like that where you feel that she's in danger to herself, to her sister, to your home.
If she can't relax, like if she just keeps on crying or just...
Anything like that.
Wait. If I can't relax, I have to go to the hospital?
No, we're
That's
not talking.
That's not my fault. That's not my fault.
Nobody has said hospital.
That's not my fault.
Nobody
That's
has
the
said
super
hospital.
emergency side. You said that we have to call the super emergency side if I can't relax.
So, it's important for us to be as clear as possible. So you caught us mid-conversation.
Yeah.
Can I finish the conversation and then I'll check back with you about that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, when we talk about crying, when we talk about unable to calm down, all of those things, you can hear how concerned she is about the hospital.
Yeah.
So, I think that it really depends. If that crying is coming from, let's say it's been days, or it's at a level, there's something, she's inconsolable, she's having trouble, catching her breath, she's obviously in a moment of severe crisis, then you call me first, okay? You call me from that clinical side, you call me first.
Call John.
Right.
John will know.
If it's within your working hours, right?
Even if it's not.
Okay.
Okay?
That's because I'm John's favorite client.
And let's say Gabby's having an off day. She's having some struggle staying calm. Maybe she needs somebody to talk to, but she doesn't want to talk to you.
I'm just mad because my boyfriend won't answer the phone, that kind of stuff.
Then, you can see it leading somewhere, maybe we can call one of these other people.
Okay.
Right? I know you said she likes to talk to Elsa, so maybe you call Elsa and say, I need a quick chat.
Okay.
And the safety plan is going to have all these numbers. It's going to be very, very important, though. I'm going to actually give each of you a responsibility. Would that be okay? So you're going to call Elsa, and you're going to call Beatrice, okay? And then one of you can decide.
Mom was calling her.
Right. One of you can decide who's going to talk to Downey. But the best part of the safety plan, a very important part, is that these people are aware that they're on it. Because can you imagine, Elsa, you're on Gabby's safety plan and you need to come and help and da-da-da-da-da-da. What?
Can I be on her safety plan?
Well, you're a part of her nuclear family, so you're automatically there. We don't have to put you down only because.
Yeah, I was wondering, because she's working.
The fact that you're here shows me that you're willing to be a part of the safety plan, okay?
Right.
You are her first natural supports.
First responders.
Yeah.
Both you and I.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
So next we need to make a statement, a goal of the plan. To answer the question, why are we writing this plan in the first place?
So we don't have to go to the hospital.
So Gabby doesn't have to go to the hospital. We can add that in at the bottom. But why are we writing this plan together?
We're writing this plan together so we both have a clear understanding of when she's dysregulated and when she's dysregulated and how to regulate her, and what's safe and what's not safe, like a clear understanding of when to utilize our coping skills and who to reach out to when they're not working.
Great. And Holly, what about you? What do you think is important? Why would we put this together for your sister?
Well, when she starts having these thoughts, she doesn't want to go to the hospital. She needs some kind of a way to follow up some structures of finding support.
Yeah.
She can talk to.
So I'm hearing support. I'm hearing coping. I'm hearing calming. And I'm hearing don't want to go to the hospital. So I'm gonna.
Number one goal.
I'm going to throw some language out there, and then maybe we can hash it so that it sounds acceptable to everybody.
But can I write my own goal, because then if I pick it, then that means that I can do it, and that means that I'm gonna not have to go to the hospital because I picked it.
So
I'll use your words. And
so why don't you? Now let me ask you before this. You heard what Mom said and you heard what Holly said, right? So why don't you go ahead and tell me what you think is an appropriate goal? But understand, if it's not quite there, because I have a different outlook than you do right now, I'm going to suggest some changes, okay? Give it your best shot. Go for it.
I think it should say things that Gabby can do so that way she can stay calm and not go to the hospital unless it's really bad.
Perfect. I love it. And that's helping Gabby right now.
And it's not going to get really bad, I promise it's not going to get really bad.
But that's what I say that I'm very happy that you said that, because I keep hearing you say, I'm going to the hospital, I'm going to the hospital. This is to help us identify whether or not you need a hospital or you don't. Or things that we can do to help you not have to go into a hospital.
Remember that one time when I was hurting myself and you sent me to the hospital, and I didn't fight it because I knew I had to go. But sometimes you send me to the hospital and I don't want to go to the hospital, I don't have to go to the hospital. I know when I have to go.
Yeah, but sometimes you may not know 100%. Sometimes your judgment, you think you don't know, just like sometimes you think you can fly. Or when you think these boyfriends are going to marry you, the person you meet them, like your judgment sometimes is off. Sometimes it's
way
not,
off.
and I don't want to make you feel bad. But that's why you're gonna have Elsa, you have Beatrice, you're gonna have John.
And ham and cheese sandwich.
Yeah. So, we'll make it work. It's to help us to make sure that, sometimes I get so nervous, Gabby, that I think maybe we gotta go to the hospital, but maybe I don't need to. We just talk to Elsa or talk to Beatrice. You know what I mean?
I don't always have to go to the hospital.
No, you don't.
I feel like we pick hospital all the time, and we should think first before we pick hospital.
Yeah, we automatically think, gotta go to the hospital. So at least this way you have a plan
And then it won't take so much time from you guys, and Mom can cook dinner more.
That would
Maybe
be
ham and
great.
cheese sandwiches.
Yeah. No, Elsa makes the ham and cheese.
I see.
Mom makes pizza.
Really good pizza.
Really good pizza.
Awesome. So I'm going to read something back to you. I was listening to you all talk, and I sort of changed up the language a little bit. And Gabby, I'm going to read it back to you, and you can tell me yes or you can tell me no. Okay? This plan is in place to provide Gabby every opportunity to gain control and maintain control in moments of dysregulation, particularly during episodes of mania and depression. Your mania is often more, but you've had those depressive episodes, so this plan is going to be in place for that too.
Okay.
By following this plan, we are in agreement that Gabby will attempt these, and if she's unable to follow them, will proceed through the contacts in an order that may result in hospitalization. So I put hospitalization in there, but if you heard that piece before it,
Yeah, I said May. You said
may,
Yeah.
and I also said if you're unable. So,
I'm able. I can do a lot of things.
okay, so now we're going to move down to the action steps.
Okay.
And the action steps are
The most important part, so I don't
of
get
course.
to the
So
hospital.
how you're going to, and how maybe some suggestions for things that they can add in, how you're going to gain that control. Because remember, Gabby, a safety plan is to help keep you from bounding all over the place, right? From ending up in a situation where you could hurt yourself, but also giving you some handholds.
Yep.
Some things that you can do, so that when you're off the wall, everyone has common language, and everyone has the same sheet. Which is why it's so important that you're here, Holly. So I want to say thank you again, so that you're also on the same page. I know Mom has expressed, her full support and all of that, but you being here not only helps you understand, but it also shows that same support to your sister. So important. Family, such a big help.
Can I make a recommendation?
Sure.
For the goals.
The goal that we just wrote, or the action steps?
For the action steps.
Okay, so let's talk action steps.
I think most importantly, because remember we were talking before Mom came. Mom, I'm really sorry, but I haven't been taking my medicine because I don't think that I need it. But John says that I need it, and so I think what might be really good for an action step is that if they think that I'm off, that maybe Holly can make sure that I take my medicine, because I don't like when Mom tells me to take my medicine, because she just lectures and talks and talks and talks and talks.
Yeah, but you have
and
to
then I'm like, shut up.
I want the responsibility.
So if Holly does it, she won't lecture me, and I'll just take it, and then I'll go, and she'll go, oh, let's go to school.
Well, let's problem solve that. I think you're onto a great idea. And Holly, I heard you say, I don't want that responsibility.
She's too young for that. That's not her, shouldn't be her job. You know what I mean?
I understand, but let's process this with Holly and Gabby a little bit, okay? I think it's important that taking your medication should be on there. It definitely should be number one, but I don't think it should only be when people think you're not taking it. I'd love to see it as a regular action step. Now, Holly, you saw that as a big, overwhelming responsibility.
Because Mom will get mad at me if I mess up.
No. Okay, you know, Mom.
Okay.
I know.
So,
And so if you just do it, and then I'll just do it, and then I'll.
let's problem solve it together, shall we?
And then you don't.
Gabby?
You both don't have to listen to Mom.
What about
Gabby,
if,
let's process together,
Yeah,
okay?
I'm
All right.
listening.
So, tell me, do you two share a room? No? Okay.
God.
I'm up too much, so Mom put me in the basement in my own room.
Oh,
So there's more space for me to walk around, and then I don't wake anyone.
And Gabby, where do you keep your medication right now?
In the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
Mom,
okay.
Mom has it locked up, but I have a key, and I get to take the key out in the morning.
I see. Well, so I think it makes sense then to alter that a little bit so that your medicine's a little more visible. I think if you were able to see it, it might trigger you to remember to take it.
It's not that I forget. I remember. I just
you
don't
just
take
purposely don't take it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's start with the idea that you're willing to take your medication.
Okay.
Are you willing to take your medication?
Because you said I have to. So
well, because remember this, right? What is this one thing you keep telling us, right?
That I don't need my medication.
No.
Oh, I don't want to go to the hospital.
All right. And what happens if you don't take your medicine?
I'm going to go to the hospital.
Okay, so.
Your mom's got a great point.
Okay. Mom
okay.
wins. We don't have to talk anymore.
So, Mom, at CVS, they sell those pill boxes that have the days of the week on them, and you flip them, right?
I love those. I like the
So I think it's going to be important for you as the responsible adult in the household to monitor that. So you'll work with Gabby every Saturday night to fill those pill containers, right?
But I think for right now, John, and tell me if you think I'm too much, because sometimes they call me a lawnmower mom, and I'm always doing everything. So I just think because she hasn't been taking her medicine, I think she could help me put up that thing. I like that. We go to CVS when we leave here. But I'm going to make sure you can open Monday, take your Monday pills out, drink them, and let me see. Until I feel more confident.
So for right now, I think that's a great idea that Gabby is observed taking her medication.
Can you tell her that no lectures. Just let me take it.
Well, then
and
let's set the parameters around it. Okay. So Gabby's going to take her pills. You're going to expect that there's going to be some resistance, but the only thing you're going to say it, and it's important for you to say it in a calm, non-confrontational, non-threatening way. Gabby, this is part of your safety plan, so you don't wind up in the hospital. Okay?
And if you want, I can take my medicine at the same time.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
We can do our own medication
and then
time.
Holly, this removes some of the responsibility from you to make sure she takes the medication and the worry about it. Awful helpful for you to say things like, "Did you take the pills today, Gabby?"
Just reminder.
Yeah.
Okay.
How'd them Cheerios go down, Gabby? You don't even have to call them pills. Cheerios.
Yeah. Don't say pills at school.
Skittles.
The kids are gonna judge me.
Yeah.
The boys are gonna like me.
All right.
We gotta make
So
sure
number
that
one.
the boys are,
I'm gonna call it
Number
Skittles
one.
or Cheerios.
Gabby
Surprise me.
Okay.
will take her prescribed medication daily. And in the summary piece of this, we can talk about the arrangements like we talked about. You're going to take your medication at the same time. You've agreed to work together to fill those pills at the end of the week. You're going to be a natural support by saying how then Cheerios go, however it is that you're going to do it, okay?
Yeah.
So we'll go from there. Step 2. What's next? Let's think preventative. What's next?
I think that they should take away my phone.
They should take away your phone. So, Mom.
I can't believe we're offering that.
Me too.
Because when I get upset, then I just want to look at all those girls on Instagram and be mad at all those girls and send them messages.
We'll limit.
John, you're a miracle worker. I can't believe she's saying this.
Okay. We'll limit phone access. Now tell me, help me understand, and be truthful with me because that's how I work. Remember that. You know I'm upfront with you. How much do you need your phone for the phone, and how much are you just social media?
Like every day or when I am upset?
On regular, every day.
Like not a lot.
Not a lot for
Regular.
and a lot for social media.
Yeah, but I'm not always on social media talking to boys. I talk to my friends on there too. So I don't want to limit phone time. Just if I'm having a bad day and you can tell, just remind me to give you my phone so I don't have to go to the hospital, and I'll let you put it in a box.
What about this? What about if we just turn the Wi-Fi off so you don't have to worry about going on the social media, and you have your phones if you want to talk to your friends, if it makes you feel good. Because what if you're having a moment, if we're creating the safety list, right, and you want to talk to Elsa or Beatrice.
So maybe step 2 is no Wi-Fi, and step 3 is then take the phone?
So, Mom and Holly, it sounds like your phone is actually a coping skill for you.
Maybe.
And I don't want to take a coping skill out of your hands, Gabby, I really don't.
Okay.
But to directly address it, I'm suggesting we limit it.
Okay.
So, you have some stressful situations. I know school's a huge trigger for you. I know that the family coming over to visit is a trigger for you. I know that sometimes oxygen is a trigger for you, right? So
Preach.
let's say that Mom and Holly, or Mom, Mom's going to limit your phone time, right? What do you think is a reasonable hour for Mom to ask you to surrender the phone?
8:30.
8:30, okay? So Mom's going to limit it to 8:30,
And then I have to take my night meds and then go to sleep.
Awesome. So we can make a routine out of it. You can develop your own routine. What time do you think Mom should give it back to you?
After you take your medicine in the morning.
Okay.
So we'll say, what time do you leave for school?
6:30.
6:30, so we'll say 6:30. So from 8:30 to 6:30, no phone.
Okay.
And Gabby, let me ask you this. Part of this is to do what?
Not go to the hospital.
But not having your phone from 8:30 to 6:30 is going to allow you to do what?
Oh, sleep.
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 There you
But
go.
you don't need a lot of sleep to function. But
And
it's okay.
isn't it
I'll
good
take
when
my
you
sleep
sleep?
medicine.
Because then how do you feel when you sleep? You feel better, no?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sleeping leads to rest, leads to rejuvenation, means you don't.
Okay. Go to the hospital.
There you go. We're going to keep saying that because that's the primary focus of this plan.
Does that include the weekend too?
Like every day.
Ah.
Unless we need to plan differently. But I also think we should add a continuum here. We should add a second sort of stigma to this. I think if Gabby's having some severe crisis, let's say the family comes over and she's very triggered, or you see that she's got school, she's had a particularly bad episode at school, I would suggest maybe 30 minutes and saying, you have 30 minutes. Encourage other coping skills that we'll start to talk about, okay? Let's do one more. Third one, let's start moving bigger. Now that you're taking your medication and Mom's limiting your phone one, what's your next barrier, Gabby? What do we need to overcome? How are you going to gain control of yourself?
When I'm having a bad time. Read.
You're going to read. So you're going to choose a favored coping skill.
And you like to paint too?
A favored coping skill, and you're going to actively work it for at least 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
So 1 time.
No, it's one television show.
Okay.
1 half-hour show. What's your favorite show?
Stranger Things, but that's a long episode.
So, it's half an episode of Stranger Things. By the time Mike and Eleven figure themselves out and what they're going to do against the Demogorgon, time for your phone back. Okay? Still have time to, you said it was tweet, right?
Yeah.
Still have time to tweet about it, blog about it, however you're communicating. Sound like a plan?
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes really isn't that long, is it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And I guess I won't see the spoilers. I don't think.
Okay, so 30 minutes. So I'm going to jump over to coping skills. You're super smart. You know we've talked about coping skills so much. Give me 6.
6?
Off the top of your head, yeah?
Lay with my dog.
Lay with dog. There's the dog.
Yep. Paint.
Paint.
Music?
Read music.
Read music. Thank
How
you,
about when
Holly.
you're cooking? You love to cook.
Cook.
And YouTube when I watch people cook too.
And so YouTube. I'm gonna put YouTube, but I'm gonna put cooking, and then I'm gonna put a star next to that because we'll talk about supervision for that at first. Okay. Activities that you all do together. What do you like to do? Do you hang out with your sister much?
Sometimes we play Cards Against Humanity.
Oh,
ice cream, and sometimes it gets inappropriate. Mom doesn't like that, but it's really funny.
It's so
when you make her
funny.
say the word balls.
So Cards Against
Oh my
Humanity.
goodness.
Cards Against Humanity and ice cream. Okay, so you agree that when things start to happen like that, you will practice this for at least 30 minutes. Okay? Now, stuff like if you're going to do some quick deep breathing, if you're going to do some quiet sitting, I mean, I'm not going to ask you to deep breathe for 30 minutes.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
I'd probably get lightheaded and pass out.
Okay, so your favorite coping skill, let's say you're still feeling dysregulated. Let's list a bunch of the quick ones that you can do. What can you do to feel better in 10 minutes or less? Like take a shower is an example.
Jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks.
How about when you do your breathing thing?
I guess breathing.
So I'm going to put this as the self-care coping. And your self-care coping is things like, you said jumping jacks? Okay.
And Mom said when I do the breathing, it works.
And breathing. And what else?
So for a walk in the garden?
There you go.
Oh,
Walk
yeah.
in the garden. Thank you, Holly. Walk in the garden. Awesome. Give me one more.
You paint your nails?
Paint your nails. There you go.
I'll join you for that one.
All right.
And then
Team
you
building.
can paint my toes too. Okay.
Okay. One more.
Another one. You said one more last time.
Well, one more.
Play tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe. Oh, there you go. Tic-tac-toe. There you go. So tic-tac-toe. So we have 5 of those. So to walk you back through it, first thing you're going to do, take your medication daily, right? Second thing is that limitation we talked about. The third thing that we talked about is that favored coping skill from on the list over here, and I put it over here so you can see it plain and simple, for 30 minutes. Next step, you're going to do those quick ones. Now I need to say that these quick ones can be done at any time. So don't wait until you're up here to start doing those jumping jacks. If you're feeling wiggly, tingly on the inside like you talked about in your head, boom, 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 boom. 10 jumping jacks, you're good to go. Okay? One more step. Because I really feel like we're preventing we prevent you escalating, right? We want to stay on this side. Let's bring it back up here. Let's make that an active action. Call. Who are you going to call?
Probably Elsa.
Call Elsa, so I'll put call
Yeah.
your blanks and say what?
That I need someone to talk to.
I need someone to talk to. And that I need someone to talk to is the key phrase. So when they get a phone call, and this is part of the preparation.
I have to call you back.
Yeah, this is part of the preparation. When you call them, you'll say, she'll call and say, I need someone to talk to. And then it'll be up to them to listen, okay?
Because if they don't listen, then next thing I know, I'm going to be all over Instagram, and it's going to be a problem, and then I'm going to have to go to the hospital, and I don't want to go to the hospital.
We got a plan.
I think right now, for what this is, that we've got a pretty good start.
And I don't have to go to the hospital today?
So, I have news for you. You're not going to the hospital today.
Oh, thank God.
If you'll commit to this, not just in this space, but I want you to commit to your mom and to your sister that you're going to actively work this safety plan.
Yeah, but you're going to have to remind me a lot because, I forget, I get really excited.
So,
and I don't
Gabby,
want to, but
I would like you to take a deep breath, look at each one of them, and say that you commit to following the safety plan and you understand their part of it.
I commit to following the safety plan to the best that I can, and I understand your part in it.
Do you believe that?
I hope so.
Okay, so we'll do a quick summary and I'll email this to you later on today, okay? But I think it's important for me to include language as a reminder. So I'm going to say in the piece of the safety plan, right? Gabby has agreed and been a part of this safety plan. She's provided the coping skills, she agrees to the contact people, and she agrees to abide by the safety plan. Okay? Important. Safety planning, I'm going to give you multiple copies of it, right? You'll make multiple copies. I'm going to put right in here, copies will be provided to Elsa, Beatrice,
Downey.
and Downey. This safety plan.
John needs one.
Oh, I'll have one too.
Okay.
This safety plan will be found where?
On the refrigerator.
On the refrigerator.
Can I put one in my room too?
Yep.
In your room.
So that way I can see it on my desk.
Refrigerator.
And how about the back of the basement door?
Room.
Because you know how she sleeps in the basement?
Yeah.
So she can have it there with the light.
Back of basement door.
And then I can be reminded every morning when I go to breakfast that today I'm not going to go to the hospital.
John's office. Holly, anywhere else you think is important for your sister to see the safety plan? Because it's really about you too, both of you, because in a moment where Gabby's having some behaviors or having some things that some trouble coping, it's important for you to be able to find these things in a moment and not have to look for them.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
where's a good place for you? Do you think the refrigerator or is there somewhere else?
No, the refrigerator, yeah, because the kitchen's usually like the family area.
Yeah.
I'm cooking and eating and, yeah.
So you'd be
somewhere.
comfortable knowing full well you're going to the
Yeah.
refrigerator to find something like that?
Do you need one in your room, just in case you forget? Just
Yeah.
no for us.
All right.
Yeah, and you know what, I
have
think
the
that,
numbers.
I think that's a great idea, only because at this point we're trying something, and as you get more comfortable with this, because we're gonna revisit this. I'm gonna revisit this with Gabby next week in session to say how you're doing, and then next month I'm gonna ask you all to come back so that we can do a family check-in on this, okay? Because this is not just,
They're going to go, it's great.
it's not a, that's up to you, friend.
I know, that's why I know they're going to say it.
So this is not a set in stone. This is a living document. So as Gabby's needs change, so does her safety.
So we'll meet with
Oh.
you in a month from now,
Mhm.
like a family.
Mm-hmm.
But you're gonna still be meeting with her every week,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay,
I have to be
that's
with
not
John
gonna-
every week because
Okay.
I'm probably going to have a new boyfriend next week and he wants to hear
So
about
the
it.
last thing I'm going to have you do, before I add in this clinical summary here, the last thing I'm going to do, just like any contract, because really, Gabby, this is a contract for us. This is a plan.
Excuse me, can I just say one last thing?
Sure.
Before, I know our session is coming short, but you know, John, my biggest concern on top of everything else is that she keeps on talking to all these people online and meeting with these
Guys.
people online. So can
Not
we just
meeting.
put something in there?
Not
So
meeting. We're not meeting.
that's covered by the internet restriction.
Okay.
Let's start there to give Gabby the opportunity to prove herself.
Okay.
And then should we need to revisit it, because I'll be checking in with Gabby every week.
Okay.
As we need to revisit that, as Gabby is talking to me, if I feel the need to incorporate that, if she's still struggling, then naturally I'm going to reach out to you.
Okay.
And we'll cover all of that. That's in one of those things that, yes, you invite the family in because it's a dangerous piece, but out of respect for Gabby's confidentiality, I'd really like the opportunity to talk to her about that
Okay.
first. Okay? So Gabby, you're going to sign right there on the line, because I'm going to scan that piece into it too.
Right here?
Right there.
Other information, best friend name. I'm sorry, I don't know where. Right here?
So
I'm
right,
sorry, I'm
that's
so
okay. Right on the line here that says
Oh,
client signature.
perfect.
Do we have to sign anything?
So you don't,
Okay.
but if you want to, it would just be another layer. Mom needs to sign because Gabby's a minor, but if you want to sign because you're in agreement with it and you're on board with it, it would provide even more support.
Alright.
Oh, sorry.
Let's go. Here you go, Mom. Right there underneath Gabby's signature, right where it says
Okay.
parent guardian, yeah? And then Holly, are you feeling like you want to add your signature?
Yeah,
All
why
right,
not?
go for it. Right below where Mom signed, where it says
And next
other.
week, you're going to see me
Right there.
and I won't be at the hospital.
I will be
Ah,
so
okay.
excited to see you next week. I cannot already
Okay.
wait for
And I
next
think
week's
I
session.
think tonight Mom can give me my medicine and I'll sleep in then tomorrow.
Well,
I'll
you're
feel a
also
little
leaving
better.
here and going to CVS to get the pill container, right?
We can put all the medicine in together.
And I'll take my
And-
sleep medicine tonight.
Gabby mentioned ice cream, and I think because Gabby's done so much work today,
Let's go for ice cream.
Yeah,
ice
we'll
cream
stop
for
at
everybody.
CVS.
And then we can play Cards Against Humanity before bed.
No balls.
Oh.
I do think it's
No
important
balls.
that there is some sort of celebration. That Gabby deserves a reward for all the
Because
hard
I
work that
didn't go
she's
to the
doing. I think ice
hospital.
cream might be appropriate, Mom.
Okay. I
Okay.
agree.
Ben and Jerry's.
Family, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
We
you
did a
so
lot of
much
great
for
work.
having us.
Mom, I will have a typed copy of this emailed to
Yes,
you.
because remember, she doesn't read in script.
So we'll get this done. I'm going to keep the handwritten on file just so I can transcribe
Okay.
and so that your handwritten notes are there, okay?
Okay.
Sounds like a plan?
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank
you
for
can
taking me to the
expect this
hospital.
within the hour because I really want you to have that accessible to you right away.
Do you
okay?
want me to pick it up from coming back from CVS?
You know what? That's a great idea. I'll be ready by then.
All right.
And you're welcome, friend. You're doing all the hard work.
Thanks.
Okay?
Thanks, friend.
All right.
Thank